Hey everyone, Jan here, and we're finally back. Actually, I had recorded a whole different opening info message like a month ago, and then my PC died. It felt a bit weird at this point with a Happy New Year opener, so I had to make another one. Thankfully, I'm now back online, and our dearest Patsy is going to be helping with editing and co-producing going forward, so hopefully we're going to be able to put out a lot more stuff this year. And we got a lot of stuff in the can already, I tell ya. Speaking of Patsy, the purpose of my original message was to tell you all that I finally made good on my promise, and now you should be able to find Patsy's NPC artwork in the show notes. It'll be updated each episode with the new characters we meet added in, so go check them out. Additionally, due to changes in their policy, we've now closed our Instagram account. We're not exactly sure where our main social media presence is going to move to, maybe Blue Sky, but we'll keep you updated. And now, back to the Wasteland. And Happy New Year!
What's X-Men 97 is fucking awesome.
Yeah?
I watched some of that. It was weird because it's sort of similar to this thing I vaguely remember from the 90s.
It's so on fucking point. Like, it's perfect. But the story is fucking shocking.
Yeah, also, like, they kept a bunch of the voice actors, and I remember Wolverine sounding better than that.
I also remember Wolverine being bigger.
No, Wolverine's always been small.
Canonically, he's
Wolverine's a
small.
short king.
Yeah, but he's very small.
Listen, representation matters.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Tales of podcast. I'm Jan, I'll be your GM today, and we are playing Mutant Year Zero. And with me today, not tonight, today, while the sun is beaming down here in Berlin, I have with me...
Good evening, everybody. This is Patsy, and playing, as before, Millicent Thunderchild, Chronicler, Respecter of Wisdom, adorable cherub. If a cherub had been buried in a dung heap for a while. She's working on it.
Good afternoon. I'm Fabio. And I'm playing Tark. He's the kind of weirdo stalker. Not like a stalker in a stalker way. How do we explain this?
Keep going. Keep going.
We technically haven't covered archetypes. For the
Stalker in
listeners.
kind of a like explorer way. Stalker the game. That's what we're thinking. The video game. I should have explained that better. Over to you, Charles.
Yeah, I'm moving away. Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm playing Zazmataz, Zazzy, Zaz, Gearhead, always with a big smile. That's it. That's all I have. God, I didn't think everybody had so much fun with this. Fuck it.
So, by the way, guys, we have some really, really cool news this week.
What's that?
We have received our first ever fan donation via Ko-fi.
Bum-ba-da-ba.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's cool for me to say your full name, so I'll just say big thank you to Ivan for helping support the podcast.
It's pronounced Even.
Yeah, there's a lot of costs that go into running the podcast, hosting the web hosting and the tools that we use. So if you also would like to donate to the podcast to help us keep running, you can do. If you also just want to buy one of the cast members a coffee, you want to use it as a way to vote for who's your favorite cast member,
Or just create dissension within the ranks.
That's what I
Absolutely,
want.
yes,
Finally, we
100%.
get kicked out of the bed, one of us.
But yeah, if you would like to support us as well, you can find us on blah, 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 blah. And yeah, what a
One more
wonderful...
time, what was that?
Oh, thanks for that, Past Jan. This is Editor Jan telling you that our Ko-fi account can be found at ko-fi.com/Tales of Podcast. And yeah, what a wonderful way to start the year.
Yeah,
It
personally, I'm not going to let this corporate interference compromise my artistic vision, but if you give us money, I may name a sludge monster after you in my next game.
Ooh, that's hot.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just want to say that congratulations, caller. But real talk, yeah, it's always nice when you put something out there and it gets appreciated. So
Yeah, the big
huge.
cardboard thermometer we have right beside our big bed where the four of us sleep, it's just gone up by 50 euros.
Oh, amazing. Really, truly, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So do you guys remember what you
yeah,
did
yeah,
last
yeah,
session?
yeah.
Mhm. Let's have a quick recap.
Right, what were we doing? We were returning triumphant on our beautiful flagship, the Trireme, laden down with water.
Did you name the trireme? Is it just the trireme?
It's just the Trireme, because there's three of us. Everyone else is guests.
You guys are like a triforce.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are.
Wait, wisdom, power,
Strength. No, wisdom, power, courage. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll allocate those as we go along. I'm not sure any of us have demonstrated either of those. No, Tark's quite courageous, I suppose.
Yeah.
You want to say that you're wisdom.
I
Yeah,
think
you
I have
probably
to.
are.
I have to earn that one. I think
But I'm definitely not courageous, so.
you could be powerful. You have the power of technology.
Oh yeah. You had to add the power of technology at the end. It just doesn't sound as sexy, does it? Moving on. We came back. We got to watch Boss Heads,
Boss Hog.
Boss Hog,
Boss Nass.
Boss Nas just talk about stuff.
Yeah, there'd been two dead people showed
Two
up,
dead
right?
people.
And they were having a meeting about it.
And then we had a secret meeting and a good little heart to heart about
The cutest of heart to heart.
In Tark's boat,
in Tark's boat.
we had tea.
Yeah, and then all of us. This was unplanned, which I love. All of us had like a yay, we made it scene on our own, which I thought was kind of sick.
Yeah, we looked at the magazine and thought about the
Eden.
world of Eden, a society that does not have any of the problems we have.
Yes.
It's terrible. If you only know a culture through glossy photojournalism, you're going to get a lot of funny ideas about what everyday life was like. As far as we're concerned, everyone was on holiday all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, we looked
and
at
beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no uggos in the glorious world of the future and
Just
past.
terrible because all we are now is ugly and weird. So
Yeah, and we didn't know that until we saw this. We just thought we were normal.
yeah.
So we also saw this diary, letter-headed Mimir, and then the elder shouted that out in his delirium. This is a relevant plot point we are pursuing.
Excellent. Yeah. Then we volunteered to go on the hunt with, and I wrote this down.
Do you remember?
Gunter the Hunter
Yes, got to the hunter.
and his dog Albert, Boss Yohammed, Enforcer Jonas, and Ariel.
And Yohammed the boss. Did you say that already? I'm sorry.
I did, yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
He's a wise leader. He leads from the front.
I kept writing Alfred instead of Albert. I hope I remember. Yes, that is correct. And we left as you guys were heading down the gangplank and facing the woods. But before we jump into that, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping.
Ooh.
First of all, Fabio, you leveled up.
I spent all my XP.
And what did you get?
Buyer's remorse. I picked Monster Hunter, which seems like a very context-specific talent, but it made sense.
In the current context, it makes sense.
Is
Yeah.
monster defined if you dislike someone ideologically enough?
Ooh, I like
can you
that.
hunt them and then your talent comes into
Yeah.
play?
I feel like I'm going to, at some point, regret not taking Bodyguard.
Yeah,
You-
I
you
will
can
also
take-
perhaps be upbraiding you for not taking bodyguard the next time we find something dangerous.
Like, because I'm pretty good at finding shit. So
It's
it's
a
It's
to
a-
you. Now is the time.
Let me just look at I didn't look at the talent properly.
Yeah, there will presumably be more experience points coming our way
It's a
because of our
plus-
daring deeds.
2 when you're looking for a beast. Scout a beast of any type. So it's scout. I got nothing in scout. Well,
Do any of us have something in Scout? Because I don't.
I got 4 wits, so that would give me 6 against looking for beasts. So that's probably a good idea.
Well, technically, I'm as good at scouting as you are.
What's your strength?
3.
Oh, okay. So you're as likely to die as I am. So what
That's
am
a
I?
comforting thought.
What am I doing? Jumping in front of bullets for you?
Because I'm a delicate princess and I will remake this society.
So I'm sticking with Monster Hunter.
Sticking with Monster Hunter. Okay.
Because thematically, like narratively, it makes sense. He killed a monster in the first episode, and now he's going monster hunting.
He's getting a feel for it. Whilst you guys are in the Ark, there is water and grub. It's heavily rationed, but when you go outside, you have to make sure that you have enough water and grub in your inventory. You will be outside the Ark maybe like for a whole day today. You can eat and drink before you leave, but then remember, if you get injured, you can take water and grub to recover yourself. So just want to keep a track on how much water and grub you have. If you have none, you will need to buy some before you leave to take with you. So keep an eye on that. Which brings me to the other point of your inventory and your den. So just a question of, are you carrying everything with you on your person, or do you leave stuff in your den?
Actually, that does bring a really good question, because this glove that I have and the underwear that's now been taken over by Millicent.
It's been taken over by the trireme, which is we're all invested in.
Yes, we are. Even though we're not going by water this time, I think. Is the point to sell to make? Yeah, is the point to sell to get bullets so I can buy more stuff?
You can sell that stuff to get bullets if you want, but it's scrap. So it depends on how interested somebody is. You can sell services. You can do favors for people. You can, but maybe like people are going to ask you to do some shady stuff. Yeah. Whatever you can think of, really, that you might be able to use to barter for bullets and water and grub.
One of the things we did in the last session was a hunting party.
Oh, we're going to do that
This
now.
is the hunting party now.
Yeah.
We cut the session early before we actually went
pre-rolled it.
hunting.
Oh, okay. Okay. And they're not going to give us like just some food because we're going on a mission.
No, like you get food whilst you're in the Ark. So you let's say today's ration of grub and water to sustain yourself, you get that this morning. But if you want anything else to take with you for healing purposes, you're going to have to buy it. Everybody gets one ration of grub and water a day at the moment.
Does that make my gearhead character kind of OP because all I gotta do is just keep building stuff and selling it?
It's part of your character's ability, right?
All right, guys.
So just share the wealth. I'll keep you alive.
It takes you time
Yes.
to do stuff. So if you're jury rigging something, you can't help these guys explore or anything like that.
But we're about to start Zazzy's Enterprises.
Yeah, you got like a trading post with all hubcaps and stuff hanging above it.
There's a few things I haven't covered yet because I wanted to wait until we got this first part out of the game.
Yeah, I love it.
But when we come back to the Ark after this, we can also talk about rot levels. Booze is something we haven't touched on yet. Gearheads can make booze. So yeah. That's why
speakeasy.
Yay!
I mean, I had created this, but there is a speakeasy technically in the Ark.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a secret, so it's not a speakeasy, but...
So the diary that we found is hidden in Tark's boat.
Yes.
And Tark's boat, by the way, there is a trap on the door.
What sort of trap? Like a block to fall on
I'm
someone?
not going to tell you.
No. Nice, that's a good OPSEC.
But the magazine, we haven't decided what we're doing with the magazine.
Where is the magazine?
Yeah.
I propose we sell it to the boss or give it to a boss in return for grub and water.
See, Millicent would be in favor of putting it in the Dawn Vault. So
Yeah, but do we not like get a reward for putting it in the Dawn Vault?
Yes.
I mean, that's what like levels up our arc, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I want to make the arc a place of knowledge and culture, such tawdry financial dealings would be beneath me.
But
Actually,
levels aren't going to fill Tark's belly.
Okay, let's put it this way. I will say that if when you submit something to the Dawn Vault, you can each get a ration of water and grub.
Oh, then fuck yeah, let's go.
And if it's like a bigger or more valuable artifact, I'll give you more.
But usually there's bigger bonuses for the arc if it's a bigger and better. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So, should we kick off? So, to get into it then, like, we left the last game with you guys walking down the plank, but maybe we want to do some other things before we go back to that scene as a little flashback. Do you want to take the magazine to the chroniclers now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd like to do it as ostentatiously and ceremonially as possible, preferably when all of the other chroniclers are paying attention.
Well, hold on.
Go on.
Because, what was the name? Was it Nelma?
Yes.
Nelma. Nelma, if you make a big deal about it, people will hear that you've donated the magazine, and then Nelma will know that we stole it.
I mean, there's a good chance that Nelma already knows.
Yeah, I do have arbitrate with Nelma so she doesn't kill us on my list of things to do.
Oh boy.
So I think we got to rip this Band-Aid off and hope that the clout it gives us with everyone who isn't Nelma balances that out. That would be my thought.
Sounds good.
I was of the mind as like, let's just slip it in, get the rewards, walk away, don't tell anyone, and hopefully Nelma can never prove it was us.
My intention would be to get something approximating a little cushion, perhaps a bicycle tire, like a tricycle tire, so that the magazine wouldn't fall through, and walk solemnly towards the Dawn Vault, which I assume is in the Tower of the Elder.
Yes. All right, let's set the scene. It's first thing in the morning, before the assembly from the last session. The sun is gently rising above the ramshackle walls of the Ark, dappling down through the trees beyond, and for a moment, the Ark looks kind of beautiful. We see Millicent walking with her nose and her head held high down the quivering plank of the Chronicler's bunk boat onto the patchy grass of the island where sits the Tower of the Elder.
I assume some of them are maybe awake already, others of them still sleeping the day away like the slugabeds they are. And is Zazie up? Because canonically he does have the voice of an angel.
He does, doesn't
Yep.
No.
That's fine, not going to bother you. This could be my moment.
Tark will announce Millicent.
Yeah, I like the idea of having an entourage.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because Zaz was up all night staring at the stars, so.
Of course.
Tark is holding like his rifle, his scrap rifle. How did they at arms?
There's a word
so
for it.
It's against his shoulder, and he's walking really upright, and he marches in ahead of Millicent, and he stamps his foot, and he declares, "Silence for the chronicler, Millicent!"
She nods appreciatively, glad that her theatrics seem to be catching on.
And then he starts coughing into his gas mask.
She ignores that as she walks gently past, holding her nose high in the air, as said, and says, "Behold, friends and fellow scholars, colleagues, for from the heart of the wasteland we have torn an artifact, an omen of days past and perhaps days to come, to be added to the wisdom of our beautiful Ark. Does anyone want a little look before it goes away?"
There's a relatively bulky, tall chronicler who has their back to you. But as you're making all of this drama, turns around. She'd already recognized your voice, so her eyebrow is arched in agitation. But as she looks at each of your faces, she's just like, "I have so much shit to do today." But then looks down at what you have in your hands.
I have it opened to a car advert. Just a beautiful, gleaming chrome monstrosity, the likes of which we can barely imagine. It's a Nissan Versa.
Millicent, good morning.
Good morning.
What is this you bring to us?
On our most recent and highly successful trip to secure water for the Ark from the Noble Pure Ones, we just happened to come across this in the nest of a most fearful beast slain by the puissant and powerful Tark here. And I believe it holds many secrets of the life that was and the life that is to be again.
Relics? You mean of the old world?
That's right. You can only learn so much from theory. I've been doing a little practical research.
She has quite a look of shock on her face at your, considering looking up your little body up and down. But then she breaks into a smile and she said, "It has been so long since we've found something new. And literature at that." And she scoops it off the thing and starts to leaf through it.
Look with your eyes, not with your hands. But no, we may benefit greatly from studying that, because I've not read it, right? I've just flicked through it.
You just looked at the pictures,
like reading
yeah.
it would be a sort of sit-down job. We can all peruse it in due time, but first it must find its destined place. The pages of this tome are delicate and must be handled only with the greatest care, as we know. You and I, we understand, but it must be kept from the dirty hands of the uneducated.
She nods as those thoughts were literally just going through her mind as she hears the assembly bell ringing. And she's like, "Yes, most astute indeed. You are correct. Millicent, Tark, Zazie."
Zazzy's in bed.
Zazie! Millicent, Tark, you did the right thing by bringing it here. Many would have ended up fighting to get this into their possession, and we don't need more of that than we already have. Our cause can only be further greatened as we go through this tome. We fully appreciate you choosing the Dawn Vault.
I shake her hand with both of my hands like a self-satisfied politician. And, can we give this character a name just while we're at it?
Her name is Chronicler Astrina.
Astrina. There we go.
She is one of the head chroniclers.
In that she's a leading chronicler rather than she chronicles heads.
Now, we'll reinvent phrenology at some point.
Yes, I very much look forward to perusing this, but for now, you should head to the assembly. So she takes it and she goes to take it to the Wards of Dawn Vault. She stops and then she scoops a couple of the cans that were on the table and she gives them to you and she's like, "You are probably going out again today, aren't you? Here, please take these. There is very little left in the way of edible canned food, but I think I can manage for today if you take these."
Most thoughtful,
Thanks very
noble
much.
Astrina. And I take a can of unmentionable whatever the fuck it is, and I toast Tark like they were tankards.
So you can all add +1 grub and +1 water.
Thank you.
Is Devine watching?
You don't see her directly, but as you're stood framed just beyond the doorway, she sees you as she's coming down the gangplank from the bunks, and she's like,
Huh. What business does she have with the Elder?
You don't see her, but you feel death glare eyes on the back of your head.
It's fine, she can probably be in part of my entourage if she wants. You know, people flock to great personages.
Oh, can I go talk to the stalkers who found the bodies?
Yes, you can. Okay, so you meet Stalker Jenna.
Yeah, she's probably doing something, like looking over her gear, cleaning it, and
You find her sitting on a barrel near the little pub that's on one of the islands. She is often found there in the sun, and she's oiling the barrel of her rifle.
all of a sudden she's in a shadow. And Tark is standing there, towering over her, kind of bent over, looking at what she's doing. And she looks at him, and it's as if he's forgotten why he's there. And then you go,
Jenna, you found the MMCs?
The mutilated mutant corpses, yeah.
does it.
The mangled mutant corpses.
Where,
Yeah.
can you point to...
And he pulls out his map.
Can you point to where you found them?
She raises an eyebrow at you, looks at the map, finishes getting a spot off the barrel of her rifle, and puts it up against the shack wall. Let me get a look at that map.
There you go.
Interesting. What's this up here? There's, I'm guessing, Tark's doodles on the map
Oh, yeah.
of points of interest.
Don't worry about that. It's I heard there was something up there, but I checked it.
Smooth.
You haven't been up there yet? Tark, I thought you were the stalker who'd gone the furthest.
I have gone the furthest, just not like, well, pick a direction. I've probably gone the furthest in that direction, not every direction. Maybe that's the direction I haven't gone the furthest in.
You said you haven't checked it out, but I've been up there.
Well, bully for you. You know, maybe I forgot. I've forgotten more places than you've been to.
Don't remember you ever being this full of yourself, Tark. She ruffles the map and pulls it out. I found the corpses due east from the Ark. Not too far from the tree line, to be honest. But I tracked them back from there. She points to the, what would be the yellow dot here in 18J? Yeah, 18J, yeah. They were clearly being chased back towards the Ark.
Chased by what?
Looks like something big. Definitely looked like they'd been tracked for some time and were running in a blind panic. There was some pretty big tracks, but they were all over the Ark grounds.
All over our art grounds.
I only went up as far as the tunnel and the embankment. It's unlikely it came through there, but if it did, it'd be the first, and not the last.
Okay.
So basically, you have those 3 yellow dots,
Yeah.
which is Yorkland, where the train line of coming
Yeah.
into Trep Tower Station is. It's kind of up a big embankment.
Yeah.
That you now know is like a natural defense wall in a way. Like the tunnels that lead through to the other side of the city have been like completely blocked with debris. So that's kind of kept this area like safe and kind of free from wandering shit right now. So when she says the tunnel in the embankment, you know that means like the most northern point of the like sanctuary area that you have.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Going out to hunt it?
Well, that's what they're sending us to do, yeah.
Hope you're well equipped.
Is Jenna flirting with Tark, or does she just sound like that?
She just sounds like that. I'm trying to differentiate voices of characters.
Okay.
I thought she hated him.
No, she's waiting for you to prove yourself.
Oh, right. Good luck.
Okay. Thanks. I guess, I'll let you know what I find.
If you don't make it back, can I have your boat?
If you can find it, yeah.
I thought everybody knew.
You said it's the first thing that you see when you
boat.
kill.
I thought you said bow.
Oh,
Sorry. Boat.
If you can get in without getting decapitated, yeah.
Thanks for the tip. Anything else?
Can I buy an oil lamp?
You absolutely can.
Fantastic.
So there is at least one shop, which is the shack on the I actually think it's called, is it Liebeninsel? Love Island?
That is one of them, certainly.
For the listeners, there is an island in Treptower Park that is specifically called Love Island.
Yeah, it's where they filmed that show.
That tiny little island. And there is a shack on that island where one of the fixers has a little shop. And her name is...
What about Dagmar? I've always liked that.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
yeah,
I love
Dagmar.
Dagmar.
Fixer Dagmar.
Fixer Dagmar. Fixer Dagmar has as much of the stuff that she can. She's got so much junk in there. But she's also one of the people who has an agreement with some of the gearheads to sell their booze. It is your main point of booze. You don't have a distillery or anything because that's a development for your arc. But you have some very rudimentary, almost like prison wine-esque.
Yeah, sort of like bread crusts and fruit in like a bin bag, right?
Yeah, the gearheads make it out of like herbs and like roots and stuff that they get from the grounds nearby. And you guys have naturally gotten pretty wasted many a time at this place. Fixer Dagmar she likes to call this like neutral ground. For her, she's not affiliated with anyone. She just tries to be neutral to everyone because she's just in it to make a buck, right? She's all about her own survival, but not with any ill intent to people.
All right, and yeah, I guess, are we setting off in the early morning?
Yes, it'll be first thing in the morning.
Okay, first thing in the morning. I am dressed in my finest traveling mail sack or whatever I wear as a dress most of the time. And yeah, are the bullets literal coins, or is that like a broad measure of wealth? Like, would I be
No,
dropping
they're
bullets?
literally
on the counter?
bullets. Yeah.
Okay, I take a handful of glittering corroded brass bullets, and I say, Dagmar, my dear. I know it's early, but would you care to trade?
Oh, Millicent. Good morning. Well, you know me, it's never too early in the morning to trade. Come on in. What's got you up and running around so early?
Ah, well, I'm afraid duty calls, my dear.
Duty calls?
Yes, a hunting trip, haven't you heard?
She looks you up and down.
Yeah, I'm on tiptoe so she can see me over the counter.
You're going on a hunting trip?
Absolutely, I have a head for strategy.
Right. Well, I guess you're gonna be needing to kit yourself out, I got some hand axes that you could probably wield double-handed.
People of trade and finance such as yourself, always so direct. No, I seek only to shed the light of knowledge upon the unknown. I'm looking for a lamp.
Oh, thank you for clarifying, because I kind of switched off through half of that.
I get that a lot.
I'm guessing that you looked up lamp.
Yes, a while ago. It's booze powered.
It's
And
booze
I think
powered.
it's 2 bullets and 1 bullet for
The booze.
Yeah.
Let me see what I got here. She pulls out it's definitely been cobbled together, like remnants of several like brass gas-powered lamps. Looks really old that have been clearly welded and screwed together. There's no fancy glass covering or anything like that. It's just open.
Mm-hmm.
And she plops it on the table, and then she gets like a little... Yeah, I guess she has like a little tin. And here's one serving, a Dagmar's finest. Clunk, puts it down.
I swipe a spill drop off the counter with one dirty finger, sample it, and say, that's the pure drop. Always the best.
You sweet talker, Millicent.
Well, we shall be perhaps back celebrating with you after a successful hunt. Have a wonderful day, Dagmar.
How much did you put on the table?
3 bullets.
3 bullets? Slip. She rolls them in her hands. Like, I love the smell of business first thing in the morning. Like secretes them somewhere on your person that she moves so fast you'd never even notice.
It's enough for me to have made someone's day. And I walk off with my wonderful new lamp hanging from the end of my spear.
As you're leaving, she says, hey, if you find something cool in the forest, bring it back. We can try brewing with it.
I give her an ambiguous wink.
Can Zazmataz make arrows?
Yes.
Okay. do that when you get the chance.
Can you?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I know you can make. I remember reading you can make shields and.
Yep, shields and armor and scrap pistols or scrap guns. I can even make a cannon if I've got the right parts. So the more difficult stuff, you gotta get narrative with
I think
it.
some armor would be nice. Feeling a bit squidgy.
Yeah, so the stuff that I build is not supposed to last. Maybe, on a felt roll, it breaks. One person. Or armor. But the triumph, what's it called? Our boat?
Trireme.
The triumph should be drowned by the time we come back.
Oh no.
But I can fix it up. Yeah. I can, there's a lot of stuff. But like a lamp or binoculars, this
Then
should
we
break down.
get back, it's just sinking. Only the pants on the flagpole
only
are
the
still
pants are
visible.
hanging. So I think you're supposed to naturally have them like degrade faster than stuff we find.
Your hammock wants to set out first thing in the morning to maximize the amount of sunlight that you have. So if you want to jury rig something, you'll have to do it whilst you're out in the field.
Yeah.
You also need
that
to
makes
collect
sense.
scrap to do it.
Yeah, I need to collect scrap, and I need to narratively explain like how I build it. So arrows, Millicent, do you want me to build? Oh, we'll figure it out afterwards. If there's ever something you guys want built, let me know.
Noted.
Okay. We finally ready? We cut to post-assembly, where you and the rest of your party are gearing up to go. We see you strapping on bits of scrap cloth and armor, filling packs with bits of tools and grub for the journey, securing straps across you. The camera is panning across you all during your preparation. What do we think Gunther and Albert look like? There's a whole bunch of feral mutts that live outside the Ark, and dog handlers, they tame those wild mutts.
Did you say Gunther?
Gunther, yeah.
Gunther the Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the whole reason he's called that, as far
I
as
thought
I
it
can
was
tell.
Gunther. Yeah, it's just American.
Gunther the Hunter.
Yeah, there you go, Gunther the Hunter.
Albert is a pristine white cockapoo.
Yeah, like in general, are the dogs as fucked up looking as we are?
I mean, they're not mutants like you are. They are dogs that have survived and continuously interbred over the times that have passed since these ancient ones. So, I mean, I would expect them to be almost reverting to some kind of wolf-ish. They're not super domesticated. I imagine they're quite big. They have to hunt.
I think Albert kind of looks like Mad Max's dog.
Well, is it a German Shepherd?
I think it was like it's just some kind of mongrel sheepdog. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just like a rough-looking working dog.
And what does sorry, carry on.
Oh, I was about to, what does Gunter look like?
So Gunther has the corpse eater mutation.
I'm imagining a beard with eyes and teeth gleaming out of it,
Yes.
personally.
How is he dressed?
Layers of sort of reeking rags covered in a semi-waterproof raincoat
I
with
was
a
imagining
fur
a big
collar.
oilskin, yeah.
Yeah. But he's got one of those bear trapper hats
Oh,
with
yes.
filthy ear portions. They have to be peeled off his ears for the wax.
Yeah, well, no one goes near the corpse eater. He's a useful guy, but bad habits.
And every so often he takes a finger out of his pocket.
Nom, 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 nom. What about Ariel?
Ariel is as close to beautiful as you could get in the Ark. At least as far as Tark is concerned. Realistically, her skin is quite translucent. And
But quite smooth, not as pockmarked as the other mutants.
it's not really pockmarked, but it looks like you're looking through jelly. Kind of.
Do you think she looks almost humanoid?
Oh yeah.
I should say she looks almost human.
In a certain light, she looks like just a very pretty human girl.
She's practically like those
And that's no light.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Certainly not backlit. If she's backlit, you can see everything.
So I'm looking at the sort of semi-divine god women in the magazine, and it's that looks a bit like Ariel.
Yeah.
What's her hair look like?
Her hair is, it's like very roughly shaved up to. There's a little bit left on top, so she's got kind of an undercut, but it's very, very messy. And her scalp is all cuts, and it looks very messy around her scalp. Like you can almost, it looks like you're looking at skull through there in the right light. But if it's kind of dark, she looks really pretty.
Are you saying she has a reverse mullet where it's all business in the back, but all party in the front?
And how is she dressed?
She is dressed in blue overalls, which have long ago, I was going to say lost the arse, but no, just
I think
there's
that
holes in them.
There used to be like a flower embroidered on the front, and it's kind of like half come away, so it's just like a few petals in the centerpiece.
The armpits, though, however, have perished at this point from her spore sacs because her spore sacs are in her armpits.
Oh, that's cool.
Patsy?
I'm making Jonat's a really weird shape. Just getting
Every
Out of
time.
spite.
Yeah, I know this is incredibly childish of me, but every time I hear Joe Nats, all I can hear is like, Yo Nats!
So Jonats, we established, has the acid spit, so he is some kind of... Oh, you really went all in on making him look ugly as fuck.
Yeah, I hate
fuck that
Jonax.
So he looks
Yes.
like a really
Yes.
deformed salamander. But I will say that he does have like frills on the back of his neck.
Do they pop up when he's upset?
Yes, they
Hell
do.
yeah.
And he's tall and lanky, but he is very strong. And he is wearing, I think that he's wearing like a scrap vest. It's like scraps of furs with metal underneath, and like just some like rough pants and some worker boots.
Sorry, what did Boss Yohammed look like?
Yohammed, we described him last session, but
He's
we
all
can...
covered in bark.
He's
Ah,
bark.
yes.
He's a human plant. He's covered in bark. He's very tall, very slender, has hard wooden skin, and like moss-like green hair that grows on the top of his head, and I think on the tops of his hands as well. But he has like thorny bits like on his arms and his hands.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. With preparations complete and ready to set out, the doors of the Ark are opened and the gangplank lowered. We see the reflections of each member of the party depicted in the dark, murky water, topped with its cheery but deadly rainbow surface. A small wind causes it to ripple as you all disembark and stand before the thick overgrowth surrounding the Ark. As the sun is rising well over the thick, dense brush and trees, you guys step into the shade and it immediately feels much more cold and damp in your skin. This place used to be pretty open and flat. There were nice places to sit, like just in the grass, but now it's just fully overgrown with trees and vines, and you really have to work and hack your way through. It's quite hard. Fabio, did you want to do a find the path
Yes.
before I describe too much of the place?
I got 3 successes.
What do you want?
World peace. Sorry, I should.
I remember there's the cheat sheets in the...
Oh, yes.
I made the cheat sheets for you.
Find the path. Here we go. Stunts. Oh, I can find an artifact. Oh, I'm definitely going to have that.
Ooh.
You still might have to struggle to get your hands on it. It specifies. You find these. Oh, I'm going to find some bullets, and I'll find some rations. So I am going to find D6 bullets first.
You currently have 5, you say, yeah?
Yes. And I found 1. Brilliant.
Well, you just step on it, it's stuck to your shoe. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, a bullet!
We'll work in narratively where and how you find these.
And I'll find an artifact.
So you find an artifact and 1 bullet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, isn't it usually like you find an artifact if there is one, right? Because there's not always an artifact in the zone, in the sector.
Oh, yeah. If it's there to be found, you find it.
Okay. So you guys are hacking through the big overgrown vines. There's a few pockets here and there where members of the Ark would go to forage. And then you come out into this big kind of open clearing. There's a black hard ground that just stretches perfectly straight in 2 directions, like bisecting 2 patches of green. And as you get through to the other side and push your way through, there is a huge open space. The ground is covered with these cracked, huge, pale stone slabs that stretch far into the distance. A lot of undergrowth has grown up since then, though trees hang in. But this place, many people have believed is some kind of offering place to the ancients, or perhaps some huge open-air temple. Between the grasping vines and overgrown, waist-high grass in some places, there are large stone monuments. They are flat, upright pieces of stone with depictions of presumably ancient ones carved in. They are all symmetrical and parallel, and half of them are broken, so you couldn't really clearly see all of the faces or the bodies of the images, but yeah, this is a relatively open space where you can look around in.
Nice.
One point of interest is at the south end of here, there is a hill, and there is a cylindrical structure on the top, and at the base of it there is a large blackened statue. It appears to have fallen off this cylinder, and it lies half broken in half and rusting at the base of the hill.
Since there's some open space here, I think this is probably a good place to start looking for tracks of the beastie. So that is what I'm going to do. And that is... What did I say? Was it Scout?
Don't forget that you also have these NPCs with you as well.
Oh yeah, what can they do? Gunter the Hunter's
You
probably
have
good at
Gunter the
helping me.
Hunter. He has a dog.
Can his dog help me out?
His dog... I did read these earlier, but Sicker Dog is a whole page long.
And I'll explain to the others exactly what I'm looking for. We're looking for paw prints of a beast, or anything that looks like something big has broken through bushes, or anything that's left a massive poo.
I'm going to see if I can explore the perimeter, but I'm immediately going to get distracted and start examining the various blocks and corroded statues.
Let's say that whilst you and Gunter and Albert are talking, let's hear what these guys are up to. You're looking at the...
Yeah, I do 15% of a perimeter before something else catches my eye.
Did he say something big?
Yes, a fearsome beast.
Oh. Dangerous, right?
Well, indeed, but we faced worse. Remember that big bird? That neither of us faced.
Right, yeah. It's just a lot scarier when we haven't seen it, don't you know?
Well, that's the nature of the unknown, my friend Zazie. But
right.
by the time we have completed this job, we shall know the nature of the threat, and the fear shall be vanquished.
That does sound good.
Millicent isn't even looking at you. She's rubbing her hands over what she believes to be a carving of cultural significance.
I love it.
Can I roll comprehend to see what I think about this?
Sure.
4, 5, 6.
I could help you with Know the Zone.
I mean, you're probably busy doing something useful.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm
I get 1 success. Is the statue enormous, by the way?
The broken one?
Yes.
It's enormous, yeah.
Oh, I know exactly what this is. I'm so happy it's in
Yes.
here. So happy it's in here.
Yeah, so with one success, like how much of an idea am I able to cobble together from my knowledge of the before times?
What would you like to know?
I'd like to know what it was for. Does this look like a burial ground, a memorial place, perhaps a great open-air temple?
From some of... I don't think you can read the inscriptions. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're mostly in Russian. Are they in Cyrillic?
They're Russian and German ones.
They're Russian and
okay.
German, yeah, they're both.
For the viewers at home, we're talking about the Soviet War Memorial, which is a wonderfully gaudy and over-the-top piece of Soviet propaganda. It's
It
great.
looks straight out of 40K, Warhammer 40K. That's exactly what it looks like. Every time I see it, I'm like, yes, fuck yeah. I don't know what's going on, but wow.
So there is some lettering that you recognize, but some very strange lettering that you've never seen before. You're very curious that the ancients had so many, maybe many different languages.
Why couldn't they spell? Some of these letters are written backwards.
And I think that from your one comprehend, you can say that this is some sort of memorial place from war from hundreds of years ago.
Okay, I'm going to mark this down in my little notebook, which is an old receipt, that this place is the battleground of the gibberish-speaking heroes, and merits further study. I hope nothing sneaks up on me and eats me while I'm doing this.
What is Zazie doing at this time?
Zazie has been asked to make arrows, so I'm going to crack some branches I see, and maybe find like a piece of metal around, and with those I'm going to be able to sharpen out these branches into nice little arrows. I'm going to add leaves. I don't know if I can find feathers.
Can you make me a force roll?
Force? Yeah, sure. I do have 1 point on force, funnily enough. Great, I succeed. 1 success.
You grab like armfuls of nice big thick branches without
Nice.
injuring yourself.
Good.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You're hoping to hurt me. Yeah, these are gonna be basic arrows unless I can find better material.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we just kind of cut back to Gunter and Tark. So Albert can help. Gunter can't help you.
Okay.
So either you roll or Gunter rolls. Gunter can roll for Scout in that it's Gunter's Sick Dog skill, which is 3 plus his wits. The dog doesn't have wits, so it's 3 plus 3, 6. So he can roll 6 die, and he can push it as well. Actually, no, he's an NPC.
He can't push it. But if he helps me, he'll give me 1 extra die.
Yeah.
1 extra gear die.
No, 1 extra base die.
Base die. Okay, so that pushes me to 7 die, so I'll roll then.
Okay.
And that is 1 success.
1 success. What would you like to know?
I would like to know where the monster is.
It's very difficult to tell because there are tracks. As you go outside the walls of the memorial, you find tracks everywhere.
Yeah, that's too vague. I'll give you a more precise thing.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
But you can see there is blood trail heading towards the Ark, which is probably your fellow mutants, and that is coming from the south.
Okay. When I said that was too vague, I meant my question was too vague.
Okay.
Sorry. It's coming from the south. So if I head in the direction of the south, that's where trail leads me to believe the monster is. Yes, that is what I am going to do. I'm going to call everyone.
Well, before you do that, there is a massive crack of thunder.
Yikes.
There's been so much tree coverage that you had no idea that the clouds were gathering. There's some huge, fat raindrops start to fall.
Chubby rain.
And not just chubby rain, because as you look down, where the raindrops hit, starts to sizzle.
Zazie, build us an umbrella.
Suzy rain. Oh, it's burning. Oh.
Anyone caught in the rain suffers an attack with the number of base die determined by the rain. Every 6 inflicts 1 point of damage. Armor works normally. Victims suffer until they find sufficient shelter. Can require a move roll. So I'm first going to make an initial roll for the start of the acid rain. That is 2 points of damage for everyone to start with. Your armor does work in the acid rain though, so if you have armor.
Do any of us have any armor?
No.
Yo.
Okay, so you all immediately get 2 points of damage.
Okay, I'm about to die.
Yeah, me too.
Now you all need to roll a move roll.
Oof, oof.
Oh, we're in combat with the
Elements.
with the elements. Yeah, I love it.
That's... All I have is this biohazard symbol. That's good, right?
No, that's it doesn't. It's just a 1. I got 1 success.
You got 1 success.
One thing that you did notice whilst you were finding the path is the place where the big statue fell down. On that big cylinder, there is a grate. So that there is maybe some kind of shelter
I'm
behind
gonna
there.
peg it over there, and I'm going to try and open that grate by using my axe.
Okay, you guys make it in time. I'm gonna say
In
that
time for what? We're nearly dead.
Time to not get hit again, I imagine.
out of the one turn. But I'll say as you like clamber up the hill as the acid rain is like starting to pick up now, and as you guys like pile up to the door is incredibly rusted and it just falls right through.
Alright, does my failed move roll impact, or am I in the safe zone?
You need to roll me another move roll.
Oh, but I'm not very good at those. Can't I dig myself a little tunnel to be safe? Oh, that's 2 successes.
Hey! So with like, you saw that your compatriots all made it in ahead of you, and as you're struggling to get up the hill, Albert comes running past you, grabs you in his jaws, and pulls you up the rest of the hill.
Did you get a point
No
of
respect.
Yeah. Did you get a point of fatigue for trailing behind us?
I would have
Since you
said yes, but she got 2 successes, and Albert helped her up the way. So
Okay, I have 1 damage remaining. So yeah, we're like a smoking, corroding, terrible smelling heap right now in this tiny space.
So you look around this space as the rain hits outside. Let me see how long the rain will last. The rain's gonna last 5 hours.
Oh boy.
So you all are now in this cramped little room, and you're all kind of panting and dabbing at your wounds.
Assume the like sack that I was wearing as clothing now looks like a Swiss cheese.
Yes, but like Johammet is looking around at everyone. Is everyone all right?
Sobs of pain ensue.
Oh, brave Millicent. Thank the ancients you made it. Here, let me see your wounds.
Such dangers are inherent on anything of importance. This is fine.
Albert comes over and licks your face.
It burns.
Jonats is kind of hunched up against the wall, and he's just like directly opposite Tark, and he hasn't said anything most of the day so far, and he's just eyeballing Tark.
I'll give him the stink eye right back.
Yeah, because you mutually dislike each other.
Yeah.
Right?
But next to you is Ariel, and she does not look good.
Okay, she's hurt?
She is. Hold on, I need to roll for her to shake it off. I forgot that as a grunt, she has an ability to reduce the damage she takes. 1 success, so she only took 1 damage, but she looks rattled. She didn't really want to be here either, but she had to. She was forced to come by Johannet.
Tark kind of awkwardly offers her his food.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, I ate this morning. It's okay.
Okay, if you say so. Thanks.
He then kind of limps away because he's very badly hurt himself. But he's got a smile on his face.
Yeah, I have 7 points in heal, but I think that's only of use if any of us completely run out of anything that can get us back on our feet.
Yeah.
I think he will also have a munch of something to get back up.
Can we take some grub to reduce damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, while you're all sheltering from the rain, you get an opportunity now to look around this room.
I was looking forward to that.
And, honestly, John doesn't know what's really in there.
Oh, it's super cool.
Oh yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Would you like to describe what it currently looks like inside?
Currently, as in not in the far horrible future?
Well, it hasn't been damaged because it's been covered this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, inside is a small, like, cylindrical room with a sort of altar space in the middle and mosaics in, like, bright colors and gold work on every wall in that sort of Soviet realist style, a little bit inspired by, like, old Russian Orthodox church decoration. It is probably the most beautiful and elaborate thing any of us have ever seen. Like, even if it's, like, corroded a bit or just fallen apart. As soon as we are no longer actively in pain and thinking we're about to die, I imagine there's a bit of a moment where we see it.
Fancying himself something of an artist, Tark will sit down and, like, copy some of them into his sketchbook.
So how good is new Tark at drawing? Because we've established that Tark was very good at drawing.
He's not as good as previous Tark by a long shot, but he is determined to get there. So there are a lot of sketches in this notebook, and there is some improvement.
I imagine they're not terribly skilled, but they're very painstaking. Like
They're very.
Do you remember, like, Napoleon Dynamite, where he has these drawings which clearly took hours but are just a bit off? That's... Yeah,
Exactly, yeah. There's a lot of detail. And I think the dimensions of his sketches somewhat, like, show what he was most interested in. Things, like, get bigger than they are in reality when he's, like, focused on them. And then he realizes he's taken up too much space and he tries to draw around it. So there's a lot of mistakes like that, but what detail there is very painstaking.
Yeah, also I like to imagine Millicent really wants to be able to draw, but can't because she has malformed hands, and is therefore looking over your shoulder and offering advice and pointless speculation about what is being depicted. She's very excited.
Or looking past his hip.
Indeed.
Well, as Tark is moving around the space, taking everything in, this is when Tark makes his discovery. Because you knew that there would probably be something cool in here. So there's like an altar thing in the middle. Behind the altar, you find several rations worth of grub. There's like stacks of cans. They're a little bit rusted. Some of them have some of that strange lettering on that you saw outside. One of them has a slightly remaining label. It looks like it has an animal's face on it. It's fluffy, and it looks cheerful. You also find 2 bottles of water. You see remnants of grub, like the empty cans littered all over. There's like a really threadbare blanket. And like underneath the blanket, you find one singular whole bullet.
Can I have the blanket?
Yes, you can have the blanket.
I wrap it around my shoulders as an improvised cape and poncho.
How much grub did we find?
3.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm going to eat one of those.
And as Millicent goes to wrap the blanket around her, she flicks it unintentionally, and there's a kind of dull clattering. And as you look around, another can comes rolling out of the darkness. It's a cylinder. It's taller than your food cans. It's got bright colors up the side, but it doesn't look like a food can.
I grab it up. Take a closer look.
I scurry up to your waist level and ask what it is.
I don't know yet.
You'll have to roll a comprehend.
Ooh.
Let me see. Perhaps there are inscriptions on it I can read.
No. Give it to me.
That is 2 successes.
Okay.
What does it say?
It says Fanta.
Fanta. Fantastic.
It's got bright colors and kind of like bubbles.
No. Phantasm.
Are you saying we shouldn't open it? There might be a familiar spirit locked within. And I look at the bright colors of the Fanta can and look wonderingly at the bright colors of the mosaic. And I assume these must come from the same culture that valued bright colors in this way. And I wonder if it is a ceremonial unguent of some sort. Like it seems to contain liquid, presumably. It's like
If
full.
you shake it, you can hear liquid sloshing inside.
It's trying to say something to me. I think this merits further study.
This is actually an artifact. I think I should get the artifact card so I can hand them over to you.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
So Soda Can is an artifact. It's Dev Requirement Technology 10. The effect is when you drink this, you immediately heal 3 points of damage. Once you have opened your can, you must discard this artifact.
Okay, so with my successful roll, I have determined that this is some sort of sacramental unguent, perhaps containing healing powers, but it is certainly a potion of remarkable potency. Also, I don't know how much refined sugar any of us have ever had in our lives. This is going to make us pretty loopy if we drink it.
Well. Check out the fancy finds. Didn't take you long.
That's Jonas.
Eyes off, Jonas.
Indeed, if your eyes were not on us, but were rather on your surroundings, perhaps you would have found it first.
Yeah, well, when you got people like this one around,
And he nods at Tark.
gotta keep your eyes peeled at all times.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Jonas?
You and I both know very full well what I'm saying.
Mere jealousy, Tark. Be above it.
Tark looks at him like he does know exactly what he's talking about.
Because Jonas can see Yohammed, like in the corner of his eye. So he's like switching between you and Yohammed. He's like, he knows he's being watched. And he just scowls at you.
There's
like this guy.
There's Zazmataz in the corner looking at this happening, just with a really bright, cheerful smile. Clearly does not understand what's going on. Just,
What's Jonats's deal other than working for Brictoria? Like, sort of a tough guy in this group? Are they there, like, basically in case we have to fight something?
Yeah, so Jonas' archetype is Enforcer. So you'd be expecting to use him as muscle and for intimidation. As for his intent specifically on this mission, so Brictoria pushed him forward when Marl was going to come in. She wanted Jonas on this mission with Tark. It is up to Tark if he wants to fill you in, because this is personal beef between him and Jonas. We can also go off mic. And back on air. Well, it took you quite a few hours to get to this point in the sector, and now you're in here for 5 hours. If you want to take a nap, you can. You can recover. I've forgotten what trauma you can recover from sleeping, but you need 4 hours of uninterrupted sleep to recover something. Since I wasn't expecting
Fatigue, presumably.
Fatigue, probably, yeah. I wasn't expecting the acid rain to last for this long, so you can rest if you want.
So it's still like pouring down outside for
Yes.
like 5 hours.
you need 4 hours rest plus. So grub, food, like a ration of food for strength, ration of water for agility, which would be fatigue. Sleep is for confusion, and a moment of closeness with another mutant for empathy. So I'm eating.
So during this time, Zaz, how have your arrows come along? Because you're at least at 9 hours now, so.
Yes. Well, I was going to say that the problem is I'm cooped up in here and I no longer have access to whatever other scrap is out there in the wilderness. So can I build my arrows? I can at least work on them, but
Yeah, sure.
all right. Well,
There's bits of like broken cans and stuff around the
sweet.
place.
Oh,
So
that's perfect. All right, shall I roll? Only got one success, so you get 4 hours out of it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of uncomfortably seethe at each other in the undercover as this acid rain comes pouring down. But eventually, it clears up.
Well, presumably it's fucked all the tracks. But I had picked a direction to go in.
You did.
Before the rain started. So I'm going to gather everyone up and...
Has all of the plant life been horribly messed up now?
I
Are
mean,
the trees looking very unhappy?
It was already very messed up.
True.
You can see that it's cut some holes through the foliage, but also these trees are used to this kind of
what's there
spot weather.
has survived this. Yeah.
What I will say though is that as you come out, Johamed asks you all to just bear with him a moment, and he stands in the sunlight with his eyes closed. And he heals 2 because he doesn't have to eat. He can heal just through sunlight.
Nice.
I watch with fascination for a moment.
And then he takes one of the cans out of his pack and he gives it to Ariel.
Photosynthesis.
So, a little bit worse for wear at your very first expedition out of the Ark. Definitely not.
There's a reason we don't do this all the time.
Definitely not how I planned the session to go. So where are we headed?
South. We're south on the trail, as much of the trail that I can find or just remember.
Okay.
Oh, does that mean the tracks have been melted off?
Well, presumably, yeah.
Yeah, most of the tracks are kind of unfollowable now, but you had already found evidence that pointed you guys to the south.
Mm-hmm.
So, you move through the tree line that's behind the memorial, and you start to work your way through the thick brush once again. Now, Tark, do you think that you've been this far out of the Ark?
Yes. Because this is still in yellow. This is yellow area, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I've been out here.
So the place below this, it is technically known to you guys as your area, but you guys don't go here. It's a place known as the Deadlands. As you push out for where you know the tree line to be, there is a huge open space. It is, I think as far as you can see, there's some fog, like from where it's rolling up from the ground, curling up and twisting slowly, revealing bits of gnarled, torn up ground here and there. But you know this space, this whole area of land is just like a completely glassified field. And there's huge pockmarks all over the place. Well, I don't know if you know what happened here. But there is a big wooden sign that originally had some pictures on it and some writing, and now has another faded message that has been plastered over the top.
What does it say?
Roll me a comprehend.
One success.
1 success. What you see first to the side is a large circle with what appears to be a facsimile of a face. It's got 2 dots for eyes and a curved line for a mouth underneath. However, it's also got 2 diagonal lines over the eyes pointing down, giving it a very menacing, almost gleeful look. After working a bit with the letters, as the paint that was used had dribbled down, somewhat distorting them, you read in all caps, "Watch your step."
Okay, I start waving my arms around to get everyone's attention as soon as I read it. I say, "Hark, a warning! Says this is a place of danger. We should watch our step." But of course, this is the Deathlands, right? So it's like we should watch our step anyway.
Yeah.
I begin to quietly mutter a prayer to propitiate the unquiet spirits of this place.
We should try to go around this as much as possible. It goes on as far as the eye can see.
I agree, and surely no beast would make its den here.
You say that, but as the mist is swirling, you do notice that in the center-ish of this huge glassified field, there is a large, blackened, gnarled, dead tree.
Now, when you say glassified, you mean like it's smooth like glass or it's broken glass?
As in, it's been so superheated that it's glass-like.
Right, okay.
I mean, if you walk on it, some of it might break.
Right, okay.
And it's not like a flat sheet of glass.
Yeah, it's all like melted and flowing and so on. Yeah, I get you. Okay, cool.
Like the earth has been like ceramicized and is now hard and brittle.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have boots.
It's more than I do.
You can get on my shoulders, little friend.
Hell yeah. I climb you like Shadow of the Colossus, and now I am on your shoulders pointing forward like a painting of Napoleon. I have my spear for mounted combat.
I
if necessary.
gingerly step forward onto the glass.
Okay, hold on. So are you all going together?
Maybe I should go first to make sure it's safe.
Also, I can, because my spear is very long, I could probe the ground ahead of you if difficult footing is a problem, which might allow me to aid you.
Oh. Could I find a path this?
I think it's near the zone.
Ooh, that's not so good. Well, it's not so bad either.
Yeah, according to this is a very specific phenomena in the zone.
Phenomenal.
And it has a +1 difficulty modifier.
Okay. So I have to get 2 successes.
Yes.
Can I aid?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're I guess if you're sitting on Tark's shoulders,
Yeah, I can
you've
both.
got a little bit of a higher viewpoint.
So I get an extra base die?
Mhm.
Okay.
How do I aid? I just aid?
I mean, you'll have to describe to me how you're being helpful.
I might inspect the material on the ground and start to be like, oh, I've seen the properties of this before.
Okay. Does that give me another one?
Have you seen those properties before?
Glass? Yeah.
But what the difference between like glass that has been made by that's man-made
Yeah.
and natural glass?
Okay. Probably
But to
not then.
recognize it as glass would be helpful, I'm sure.
Yeah, it depends like what we're watching out for, whether we're trying to avoid us falling into a pit.
I'll tell you what, if Zazie gets a success on a comprehend roll, then you can have a +1.
Okay.
I get a success.
But hey,
You, looking at this and your knowledge of chemical compounds, you would say that some kind of weaponry, some kind of ordnance was used that was so, a certain chemical compound and so superheated that has caused all of this ground to turn that, like multiple, it seems like multiple weaponry has been used in this area, and it's just, that's what the devastation that has left.
Nice.
oh dear.
Like you know that like theoretically you can get a fire hot enough to like melt and mold glass, and you know that's an idea. And now you're imagine if an area this size was that such power.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna interpret it differently. The way I'm gonna interpret it is, all right. Clearly,
thanks for that. We're going to go with something else now.
clearly a furnace. It's a mobile furnace that came by here, and it's just been like superheating the ground.
I mean, you can intentionally give them wrong information if you want.
But a portable furnace has been through here, superheating the ground. It's turned this into glass. You should be careful, but I might scoop up a few pieces and put them in a pocket inside of my jacket to use for later.
Could be good for arrowheads or other weapons.
exactly.
Oh yeah, good thinking.
Yeah.
Or a shotgun.
Ooh, ouch.
Okay, so that's my know to roll plus wits plus 2 then. No successes.
No successes.
Push it.
Oh, I'll push it. Okay.
Well, wait a second, because I can give you another +1 from the NPCs. Like,
Oh,
is it maybe better if I give you guys the NPC cards, so that you guys can
that's a good
decide what
idea,
to
yeah.
do with them?
Take some of the effort, the workload off you. Yeah.
But you can at least use them to tell me what you want them to do, but I can obviously still roleplay them.
Christ.
Actually, can you give me Jonat's though? Because he's an antagonist.
Okay, so I'll just roll one more.
We can say that Ariel is giving you moral support.
Okay. So now I'm going to push the roll with... Oh, Christ, not that many. With 7 base die. I got 1 success, 1 failure.
Nice. So you take 1 trauma.
Oh, confusion.
Do you also get
I know the feeling,
you get a
Tark.
mutant point though, right?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And what would you like to know about the zone?
I would like to know if there are any signs of the beast. Well, no, hang on. I would like to know if that tree has anything in it. Like, is there is the beast hiding behind this tree or under the tree or something? Like, how could it, where is it hiding?
The tree looks like it could definitely be some kind of beast lair.
Right, yeah, I figured it's like a lair tree.
It's like, if you imagine like a little hill, there's this dead tree on top, it's hollow, and the roots are like going right into the ground.
Okay,
you
we're
can definitely
picturing the same thing then.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's giant.
Yeah.
It's giant.
Okay. That's basically what I wanted to know was, does the tree in my head look the same as the tree in your head? And yes, it actually does. Okay, I know what we're doing then.
Enforcer Jonas looks and scans the place and snorts. He kind of shoulders Tark, and he's like, after you.
Shoulder him back. And I will, however, lead the way.
Yeah, with all this shouldering, I sway alarmingly atop Tark's shoulders.
Okay. I need you all, and please also for the NPCs, make me move rolls.
Move.
But also, are you going together? Are you going one at a time? Are you staying in near? Are we at arm's length? Are we going one at a time all the way across, or?
Can I use Tark's move roll because I'm on top of Tark?
Yes, with a -1 modifier, +1 difficulty.
Suits me.
So -1 dice or +1 success is needed.
+1 success needed.
Feel free to drop me undignifiedly at the first sign of trouble, by the way.
Never.
No successes.
Okay. But again, are you out in front? Are you with everyone else?
I'm
or?
out in front,
You're
yeah.
out in front. Okay, 1 second. So you make your way about halfway across. You slip down a few craters here and there, and then there's one point where you kind of go over on your ankle, and you trip, you roll. Millicent comes off your shoulders, and you dislodge like a big piece of rock that slides down a crater, and there is a massive explosion.
Oh, bollocks.
Half of the ground erupts. You guys take 1 point of damage.
That's exactly what we need going into a fight with a big monster.
Do we know what an explosion is? Is this like a phenomenon we've ever encountered
Yes.
before? Yeah?
I mean, as a gearhead, I would have.
Yeah, I guess we can make firearms. We know
caused
what explosions
I
are.
have caused explosions before.
Fair
indeed.
enough.
Tark confusedly kind of scrambles to try and cover Millicent from whatever falling shrapnel there is. And
Yeah, just stay down, Millicent. Stay
The
down.
ground
stay
is
down.
shaking
She doesn't
underneath
need
you.
telling twice.
You guys get covered in a sheet of dirt.
Oh yeah, that's really gonna sting. We're gonna need like half an hour with tweezers each when we get back home.
It's safe to come over.
But you guys can make it the rest of the way. You only need to do 1 move roll.
Oh,
But these two can keep going.
then I
But-
succeed. I've just rolled. I roll when you say do a move roll. I rolled.
Okay, so what does it look like while you're going across?
Zazie understands that this is going to require some finesse because glass is really hard and that's really useful for a bunch of reasons. But with enough force, Zaz knows that you can shatter it, and that becomes the trouble. So Zaz is currently trying to just sweep his feet over it, like over the ground, never like causing any impact, just sliding his feet over, which probably looks really goofy because here's this like lanky, like tree-like person in a hood just shuffling on the ground, like, and everyone looks like is everyone probably looks at Zazie like, is Zazie trying to dance? And I'm just like,
You're doing the Fremen worm walk.
yeah, there you go. That's what I'm doing. That's perfect. Yes.
All right, and everyone just watches in astonishment as you, like, somehow delicately, this weird frame somehow managed to dance its way through all of these critters.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll for Jonas now. What skill is move?
It's agility.
Mm-hmm. So Jonas scans the field. He's trying to figure out from your guys' steps, and he kind of gets down on all fours, and he starts to try and slither around. But as he's going, he ends up cutting him. He cuts one of his hands on a piece of glass, and as he recoils, he kind of goes backwards, and boom, another one goes off.
Oh my.
He gets covered in glass and takes 1 damage. There is a from Jonas and a big hiss as he kind of clambers his way out of the glass, shakes it off, spits on the ground, and then wiggles his way to the tree.
Which has no effect on the glass. Another really useful thing about glass is you can put acid in it.
Ah. Can I roll comprehend to see if I have any handle on what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, can I roll as well for that?
Sure.
I got 4 failures.
I got 2 successes.
Nice.
2 successes. From looking at the old sign, the new sign, the amount of critters all around, you're guessing that there was either some huge battle here, or this was like a testing place for old world weaponry. They have some kind of technology that can cause these massive explosions from nothing, and there may be some still in the ground.
I screech out, everybody stop walking! There are weapons buried under the ground! The ancients have made this a forbidden place! And with this knowledge in mind, any time I walk anywhere, I am going to carefully probe the ground in front of me with my spear to see if there's any soft or broken area of ground where my footfall could trigger one of these.
Well, Millicent and Tark have already made it to the other side.
Okay, I want to see if I can help anyone else who's crossing then, and also presumably we're going to need to get back at some point.
With this new knowledge, Zazmataz is now revising his giant furnace that moves original idea. Maybe it was weapons then. Shit.
Let's roll all together for the NPCs, and I'll give them a +1 for Millicent and Tark, and Zaz already of going past. So if you get an average of their move.
Gunther's agility 4, Ariel's agility 4, and Joe Hammett is agility 3.
So is that average 4?
3. Oh, 2, yeah.
Okay, and roll. That's 2 failures.
With +3 help?
Hang on. That's no successes, no failures.
Okay. So the last 3, they're trying to follow the path that you guys took. They kind of split out a little bit, and we see Ariel is very, very nervous. She does not want to be here. She's having a little bit of a panic attack, and Albert is trying to sniff ahead. He goes a little bit too far.
Albert's agility is 6, though. Don't tar him with their brush.
I was gonna say Albert manages to move fast enough that he's right straight over, but he leaves in his wake a trigger of a bomb, and there is a huge explosion in Gunter's face, whilst another one goes off from Ariel stepping in the wrong place. I've been rolling so good today, and they each, apart from Albert, they each take 1 damage. So the rest of the party sprints the last few meters to the tree with dirt and debris cascading around them, and you all fall to the ground, panting and gasping for breath. As the earth settles, the eerie quiet of this place seeps back in, just as you notice something else. The foul stench of death causes you all to turn your heads, and you find yourself peering into a deep, dark opening beneath the roots of this ancient tree, leading deep, deep down beneath the earth. Scene. Thanks for listening, folks. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice. It'll help spread the word and help others to find us too. If you have any comments, questions, or just want to get in touch, you can find us on Instagram with @tales_of_podcast or email us at talesofpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We also now have a Ko-fi account. If you'd like to show your appreciation for the pod or simply buy us a coffee, you can find us at kofi.com/talesofpodcast. This week's Tales of Podcast crew is Charles as Zazie, Patsy as Millicent Thunderchild and Resident Doodler, Fabio as Tark, as well as editor and co-producer, and myself, Jan, as GM, editor, and audio producer. All music and sound effects used with permission and may have been edited or modified for use. Details and links can be found in the show notes. See you next episode!
I've been listening to people underneath the stairs, and every time I hear acid rain, I'm like, when stress hits your brain, it's like acid rain drops. Mary Jane is whatever, the rest of the song.
What?